Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn, where we are in the shadow of the wall that we built last time. However, you may notice a few extra shadows moving across the landscape, and that is because the wall expanded. It's bigger. It's not that we did, but we didn't need to expand. During one of the longer droughts, our batteries got down to about 3,000 each when we had just 20. Well, now we have 24, plus I even added a little bit of extra wind power, just so that when there is wind blowing, the batteries will recharge a little bit quicker. You may notice a problem. Those of you who have sharp eyes, attention to detail, will have noticed it already, but we're out of logs. We're just using every log we can produce. And the thing is, I have bots. You can see we have a ton of bots now. I have bots working every lumberjack flag. And I have haulers coming to pick it up. So they are, the moment there's a tree, they're cutting it. And you may say, well, no, there's trees right here that aren't cut down. Well, that's because I removed the cutting from here. Because we're also running low on maple syrup, which goes into our maple pastries, but it also is used for catalyst. And our catalyst at one point had run out. I did expand both biofuel and catalyst production over here, but of course that puts an even bigger strain on our maple syrup. And that is in turn, every once in a while our food dips down. We were at a solid 3,000, like we were holding steady at 3,000 forever, and then it drops 2.9, and then 2.8, and now we're down here at 2.7. So we have a few things that we need to keep our eye on, but our most pressing need right now is logs. We need logs. So there's a couple of different ways we can go about getting them. So we have this area over here that we can use, but it's pretty far away. Can't really use this area back here because the dead water comes in and kills everything. Same with back here. I could, and we may eventually like blast a channel like this direction and put another set of gates here and then a set of gates here. And that way when the bad water comes, we can just route it right off the map. And then of course down here, it's already leaving. We don't really need to do anything with that. The thing about that is we will need a lot of stairs and platforms and things like that to get all the way up here. We have the dynamite. That's not a big issue. We've got 1.2 thousand dynamite, so I think we're set there. But yeah, so it's not really feasible to do that right now because we just don't have the logs to build all those stairs and platforms to get up here. So I think what I want to do is actually turn our attention to here and make use of some of this land in a fairly creative way, I think. It is in and of itself going to require some construction because we are going to blast this all down to the same level. And to do that, we need to be able to get up to these areas. So I want to bring this down. I want to flatten this little area. So that's 1 meter there, 2 meters there, so 3 meters in total. So on this tallest part, we want to do our triple dynamite. And then on this part, we want to do our double dynamite. And we'll get where those stairs and paths are soon. And then we want to do the same thing up here, which is going to be a little more involved because we've got a lot of dead trees in the way. But not an impossible task. It's just gonna take a wee bit longer. So this is now 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'll have to do is blast that one down 1 and then do 3s on that, 2s on this, 1s on this. Probably not gonna go much beyond where our line is here anyway, just because the bad water does come up and around here and will kill those trees if we plant them. So there's really not much point in going that far back. So yeah, we are going to have to remove a lot of these dead trees here. We might not even need to go back there. We'll flatten it for now and see what it looks like. So I'm going to get rid of all these dead trees. And then we're going to get rid of all of these dead trees and all of those dead trees. And then while that is underway, there is even more. So we've got, it's not a lot of space, but we do have a little bit of space right here. But it's not close enough to the water. And we want it closer to the water. So what I think we're going to do is actually blast a bit of a trench in here and let water flow under it. And then to be able to reach everything, we will have to build a bunch of platforms. And they're going to be big platforms. They're going to be two, the tier 2 platform. But I think it'll work. I think we'll get the results we want. I'm just trying to see, do we still have a path down? I think we deleted the stairs. Yeah, we deleted those stairs. I was hoping to get them to be able to come up here. Because what I want to do is just basically blast where a path would go. Maybe. Let me think about this here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we'll do is like that. We could just go ahead and go back there as well, I guess. But that means we need to way down there. And that's a bit of the trickier part, though I guess that should work. So they're actually, despite the fact we don't have a lot of logs, they're getting a lot of things done. So why are we using so many logs? Well, for one, you know, all the bakeries and grills and all those to make food, they all use a steady supply of logs. And yes, our food has come back down again. So we've definitely have to resolve that quick. But before we can really build any big projects, we got to get logs sorted out. But two, this dude over here uses both gears and treated planks to be able to get us some scrap metal. We are going to remedy that by getting some bots over here and back here. But again, that's going to require a lot of planks and things. But as soon as we can decommission this, the sooner the better. Because that's contributing to our problem, because for treated planks, we have to first make planks and then treat them. And then for gears, they take planks. So our planks are consuming a lot of logs that are then getting turned into other things. We have plenty of both. Like we're good on our quantity of both gears and planks. But because they're constantly being consumed, they're never filling up and production never stops on that. And so we're just constantly eating through our logs. So fun times, happy times. But I guess while we're waiting on the dynamite and everything to get in, we could go ahead and see about getting down here so that at least we're getting some scrap collected. And then I think we will do like just 4 flags should be more than enough to have them gather all that in a timely fashion. The thing is, it is very far away from the district, and it only connects over there, and our metal has to go all the way over to there. Thankfully, right now, we have a lot. To the point, we may just go ahead and decommission this now. That might not be a bad idea. I do want to look. So this takes planks and gears, and this takes logs. This takes logs. Oof. Because we want to get fuel and all of that over here for the bots so that they can keep working. Since they're so far from the district, they'll run out fairly quick, to be honest. So that's a big ask, and we don't have a big number of logs. I could just cut down the maple for now, but with our food already bouncing between 2.6 and 2.7, I'd really rather not eliminate a food source right now. I think that would not be in our best interest. My God, that wall. This actually, while we're waiting, you may think that I just deleted all these gears here and rebuilt them, but I didn't. Instead, I had this massive, this is the remains of it, but I had a massive scaffolding that ran out one more and then came down and picked up off the path right here. And they just went up and down the stairs. And then to help actually get the terrain blocks built, I had another set of scaffolding over here that was occupying the ditch. It's not anymore because I needed that space. You couldn't leave it there, otherwise the batteries wouldn't be able to do anything. But it was in there, and then they just recovered the logs and the planks after the fact for it. But that's why we have another bunch of dirt over here. I did also get rid of our second dirt excavator. I don't think we're going to need it anymore. I don't really plan on having any more big projects. And even if I do, I've got a lot of dirt. 3,600 and each block is just 6 dirt. So we have enough for a lot of blocks. So they're getting on that dynamite pretty quick, so that's good. So let's speed this up. Let's get this dynamite placed. And then we'll blast this out of here, see what that does for fertile land, since it will lower it as well. And then see what we need to do to get some water management going. So here we go, speeding things up and speeding up the footage. So that has all the dynamite up here ready to go, so we can detonate that. And that gave us a lot of fertile land. I'm thinking, though, I actually want to bring it down one more level. I really think that will be beneficial. So what I'm going to do is run this path back to here, connect this one, and bring this one over, just so they can reach all this, and then we can delete the paths later. First, we need to get rid of all of this. Oh, I didn't blast that one. Boom. And then we also need to clear the trees that are here, which may seem counterproductive, but I think in the end is going to be a good thing. Those are already down one level lower, so we don't have to worry about those. I'm going to prioritize that so they get these trees out of here quicker. And get rid of that little path. And then what are we doing here? We're doing depth of 2. And that gets us down to the water level. So we're only going to go one more on this one. Looks like they're doing some work up here. Not really. I thought I saw them carrying dynamite over here. Maybe they were just coming to over here. Don't know for certain. And they seem pretty intent on finishing that up before. There we go. Now they're clearing trees. Good. So we just want to bring that down one more level. So we will fill this whole space in as much as we can right now. They're not going to be able to do much with it yet because there's a lot of trees in the way. But once they get those trees out of there, we'll be good to go. Oh, it was clever use of the levee over there. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good plan. Because if we lower it, we should even be able to extend out the reach of the water a little bit more. So we may even like get rid of these guys back here temporarily. Though I guess probably we are starting to get a few logs, but if I get rid of this, I guess we can just do back here for the trees. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's say if I get rid of all this and then rebuild it, that's gonna be a lot of logs. But yeah, let's just get this lowered down as well. And I think we'll be good to go. So I'm going to get rid of these trees over here as well. I could just send a forester over here, but it would take a while to get those cut that way. So we're going to do it this way instead. So then back to our single dynamite, all up and through here, any areas that we missed. And then I can start removing some of these paths, because they'll be able to reach a lot of this. Nope, I do not. Whatever that was asking me if I wanted to blow it up. No, I don't. I don't know what I accidentally clicked. This guy may have put some 2s on some of these. I did. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Let's get all these 2s that I accidentally placed. They're easy to spot because they're bigger. So just clean these up. And one more there, and a couple over here, a lot over here. So get rid of all of these. There we go. I think that's all our 2s. Those are all 1s. Yeah. Cool. So we can replace them with our single depth dynamite, aka the original dynamite. As it used to be, that's all that dynamite did, was blast one hole, or 1 deep. I can go ahead and fill that in as well, and we may as well just get rid of all that right there, just to bring the water a little bit closer. Though, that could be usable land. Yeah. Gonna pretend that I didn't have that idea. Cool. So they're gonna come back here, get all that cleared out, and I'm not gonna place dynamite over here yet, just because I want to see what the rest of this is going to look like first. So right now they still have a path connection to over there, so they'll be able to reach all of this. So let's prioritize this bunch of dynamite so that I can start deleting some paths and work our way back. So that is going to be our big priority, but we can go ahead and blast this out and kind of show you what I'm thinking of for irrigation. So you can see by doing that, we extend the water this way, which lowering it is going to help a lot. Lowering it may get us there because we have good land all the way to over there. If I can just lower all this, this might all just be fine without having to do these irrigation trenches. So I'm going to hold off on those for the time being and get all this other stuff blasted first. So again, I'm going to let these guys get all this dynamite placed. It's a lot of dynamite. And we'll just do a jump cut to when they're finally done. I'm thinking it's probably going to take about half an hour because the last round took about 8 minutes, and that was just a little hill. And this is a big open area, so it's going to take a minute. So we have a bot putting the last one in. There we go. It's in. And I was going to go ahead and do all of this, but then I realized I need to get rid of this first because then we won't be able to access it via our stairs if we blast all of this out of here. So we're going to blast this. And that is always so satisfying. And yeah, look, we brought a lot more fertile land in. And then back here, we're only going to blast up to a certain point. Basically right even here. We're going to bring this all down to 2, and then everything this side to 1. And the reason being is we need this elevation to keep the bad water back. Because it does get pretty doggone close to spilling over there. So we're going to bring... I'm just going to mark this so that I know that's our line right there. So that goes down 1 to bring it to 2. Everything else goes down accordingly. So we're going to prioritize clearing all of this lumber. We don't need to clear that back there because that's behind where we're going to be working. And we're going to tell them that all of this is priority now. And they should get out here and start clearing that. They shouldn't work on anything else, I don't think. And here they come. So cool. We'll get this in. We'll get some paths in. Though it looks like we've only got one little section right here that we have to clear out on that. So that's handy. And as soon as I get all these trees out of here, we can start laying down some dynamite, which will be even more big booms. So we'll get them up to here, and then they just need to come around over there. So those need to come down a total of, to get it to that level, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we'll start with some 1s still. like the original plan. And we'll get that going. And as soon as they're done getting all these trees out of here, is that going to be in the way? No, that one's fine. There, cool. They've got all the trees out of the way. Now I'm going to prioritize those two. And we can get rid of these stairs, and then we can get up here and get to blasting. Oh, we've got no good selected. They've got this stuff built already. That's kind of impressive. So one of these is going to be catalyst. One of them is going to be biofuel. And then we are going to mark these as prioritized by our haulers. And then we're going to switch them to bots. I know we don't have enough bots currently, but we will, because we are now going to go decommission that old mine that we had. And we want this to be punch cards. And then we want to set these to obtain, so that they pull them from the main storage. And now we'll come over here where there are 10 bots being employed. We're going to empty these out so that hopefully those just go to other storages. And then see, we've got 10 bots here. We pause that, boom. And no bots working there. Now we have extra bots. And I'm just going to demolish this thing and just get our resources back from it. It's a lot of resources. A lot. In fact, I don't know that we'll have room to store them all. But we'll see what we can store. And what can't be stored will just sit over here forever. But this should at least allow us to keep getting scrap. Since we have a good surplus of metal blocks right now, I'm not too terribly worried about it having to travel such a long distance. I think we'll be okay. So cool, this is ready, so I can blast those two out and then get rid of this and these stairs. We won't need them. And then over here, we want to bring this down by 3. So we're bringing this one down by 1. So this needs to come down by 3. This will still need to come down by 4. So we're going to have to, wait, because we want to bring it to this level. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're going to have to do like that, but back here we can go ahead and blast this to the elevation that we want. And then that'll be a path right there. They're not gonna be able to get to these. Well, actually it says they can. I don't really know how, but hey, if they think they can do it, then let's take them at their word. So let's get that going. We are going to need to get rid of some of these trees here. There we go. Yeah, I don't know where they are and what they're working on at the moment. Probably over here collecting all of this, because that's a lot of stuff that has to go. I don't think these are workers that do this. This is haulers, right? My guy works in the aquatic farmhouse. He must not have anything to do right now. So you are a gear workshop. Yeah, so it looks like it's my idle beavers that are really doing most of this. Yeah, every one of these are just idle beavers. Huh. That's cool. They're keeping themselves busy while they have nothing to do. So they're going to transport all that. So this will probably be not as big of a priority, even though we marked it as high priority. This over here, which they're starting on right now. Cool. This over here will take our priority. Oh, that's why they can reach that. They can reach over the ledge, and then they can reach that one from that corner. Okay, that's nice. That's very, very handy. So let's get this going. Oh, we've got a lot of bots out of fuel, but that's okay. We've got extra bots right now. So we'll get this ready to be blasted, and then we'll go to the next phase. So even though we still have one waiting, they can't reach that one right now. So I'm going to go ahead and blast these, get that out of there, and then blast these and this little corner here. And I've decided I want to go one beyond what we have right now. And that's because I want to put these in. Granted, they can't build here right now, but that's okay, because they will be able to. These, again, if you remember, they prevent soil contamination from spreading beneath it. So I feel like if we run those back like that, we'll be in good shape to prevent soil contamination from reaching where we're planting the trees. I don't know if it all has to be at the same level. Not 100% certain. Ooh, I really should have blasted back there. Oops. We need to give them a way to get across there. Oh wow, we suddenly have a lot of trees though. Wow. Oh, is it because they're getting logs from here? Ah, yeah, they're picking up the logs from here, and that was a lot of logs. I don't think it was 700, but maybe we're out of the danger zone. But we're still going to continue with expanding our tree production regardless. And we're going to do some over here as well. I don't want to wind up back in this situation. It looks like we're even slowly starting to get a bit more maple. I noticed we don't have any pine resin. We could get another tapper shack going though, because we've only got the one. Maybe if we put a beaver or a bot in there, that way they can just work 24/7 on that. Do they have fuel nearby though? Not really. Up there, yeah, they can. It's close enough. We just don't want them running out of fuel all the time, because that's problematic. So let's get rid of these stairs because we don't need them anymore, and then give them a little path over to this section that I kind of forgot about. And to do that, we'll just throw in a platform, just a double. There we go, and then throw a set of stairs on it. Cool, and then we want to bring that down just by, let's go ahead and bring it down all three. Yeah, let's just get it level. There we go. And then we're going to prioritize that stuff. Cool. Definitely want to get all of this cleared out before we do anything else, though. So we're going to get rid of those and that and that and that as well. Give those a bit of a priority, and then they should, yep, here they come. And they'll also be able to pick up those logs and planks here pretty soon. They'll eventually be able to get over to this one. I'm not too terribly worried about it. We'll get there, and we've got time anyway. That is a double. Do we want to double there? We do, because we're bringing this, we're leaving this at that level, bringing this down one. Yeah, okay, good. I'm remembering the plan that I made. Well, it's been like half an hour ago. It's been a while, but I'm remembering. We'll get there. You know, I suppose while we're waiting, since we do have some logs now, we can go ahead and expand out over here. God, they're using those stairs? Where? Oh yeah, you are using those stairs to get over there. Alright, I really want to have a way for them to get across before I eliminate that. So, well, they can still get back this way. Okay, it's a longer path, but they can still get back there. Okay, cool. So we may as well, since we've got some logs now, spend some of those logs in expanding out our log production over here, which is going to be as simple as coming across like that. Now let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. I am going to go ahead and bring this out like that. It may seem kind of silly to do, but I'm doing it anyway. So wait, this doesn't line up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's where we would really want to go. And there we're not going to be able to go up, and it doesn't really matter because there's nothing up there anyway. So we're going to get rid of that, that, and that. And then we are going to extend this out 8 more. And it looks like my path doesn't quite line up. Did I count right here? There's 7 there. There's 7 there, so that's the 8th. So my path doesn't quite line up. I made an oopsie somewhere. It's alright. We can adjust. I just want to give them a few different ways to get back and forth. As always, connectivity, it matters. It does. And then we will now establish this where it needs to be. I think I'd like to blast this out of here as well. So we're going to give them some stairs. And then we're going to put a path on all of this where it needs to go. And that will go there, and that will go there. So then we need to get rid of this. And you know what? We're going to call a mulligan there, because I want to see where this path actually is going to go for our grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh wow, it does go right there. That just kind of worked out. And then this is where our other 8 was. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Cool. So that will just be how they're getting back there, and so be it. So let's get some stairs there, and then we would basically want to blast this whole area down by 1. But of course, we have stuff in the way. Yeah, let's just do the whole thing. Why not? Let's just do it. Our drought has started. Oh no. We'll be fine. We've got plenty of water stored up. Actually, are catching up on logs, so I don't know. This may have been a fool's errand after all, but we're going to keep progressing through. So we'll get this cleared out with some dynamite. And to do that, we're going to need to prioritize at least 2 over here. We're going to need to get rid of these as well. There we go. And then we're going to need to get this connection made. And then we can go here, and then we can prioritize all that. Cool. So let's get all of this knocked down. And just as night fell, they finished with all the dynamite. So before we blast this, you can see I've done a lot. I've got this all down to just 1 level here. And then way over here, there's a lot of platforms. And that's going to come into play with something that we're going to do very, very soon. I also just realized we did not put a path right there. Flattened this whole area out to where it's all 1 level. And then to ensure that this area over here was irrigated, because it wasn't, I built those train blocks and these train blocks. And then all of these are lined with the contamination barriers to keep that bad water at bay. There was, so there was like this blockage, there was that here, and I removed that, and that allowed the water to flow into that little area here, and they're already planting logs. This is all bots, so it happens 24 hours a day. And things are looking good over in this area. I think we'll be fine. During the drought, it does still get dry. We're just going to have to do more with water management, and I've got an idea, but it's going to be a big project, and it's going to require a lot of logs. The only thing that remains to be constructed is, because you can see that I also extended some blocks here, and I put the contamination barriers on there, and then right here. I know we already had the levees, but you can't build the contamination blocks on top of levees, so I had to kind of put them here. For some reason, they can't just like walk from here to over there. I guess they can't walk over one of those. I don't know. But I was going to put another one there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. So we're ready for a big blast here, and then we'll see how far the water actually is able to irrigate all of this land. Here we go. And that is precisely what I was hoping to see. We don't need any of these irrigation channels at all. I'm going to leave that one there. It's there. I'm not going to worry with it. But we can now go through and get all of our paths in and get this planned out for some trees. So I'm going to do that really fast. Cool, so we have a forester here, and he can reach all the way to there. What I think I'm going to do, since, well, we are coming back up on maple syrup, but I am going to go ahead and plant just 1 more row of maple there. And can our farmers reach that? Yeah, they can reach that. We may as well plant some more wheat, even though we don't really need it. We'll do it anyway. So we're going to do that, but then we're going to pause placing those, and we're going to look at where we want lumberjack flags. I don't have bots to spare right now, but we're going to address that as well. May as well use up some of this area that is arid still. So that should be enough lumberjack flags to get all that cut. So this guy can reach, whoops, not you, can reach this corner. So if we can get one that reaches this full back corner back here between those two, I believe they've got it all. So you've got up to that line, and then you've got, they can't quite reach back there. I can solve that, though, by doing this. I think we'll take care of that problem. I hope. No, it looks like he's not going to be able to quite get there. So what we'll do is bump that one over just a skosh. So I have it paused, so then I'll start building anything until I'm ready. So if I put him, like, here, he can reach all the way over to there and cover all of that. And this guy can reach... There's like 1 square that they can't plant anything. That's fine. I can live with that. Cool. I'm going to mark this area for tree cutting. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did over on the other side and just kind of mix it up with the type of trees that we have so that we have things growing in different stages so that hopefully we don't wind up with a shortage again. I mean, this isn't a guarantee, but it's the closest thing I can get to a guarantee. So just choosing all the different types of trees here and just gonna cover this area pretty well with trees. And let's get that to be just oaks because that'll bother me. Cool, so they'll get all of that built pretty quick, and that's the only thing they really have left other than this stuff over here, but they can't build that till they build those stairs. And I am gonna prioritize this stuff. They're reading my mind here. And right here, because the stairs and these barriers here aren't as big of a deal. I just wanted to put them in just to see if we couldn't keep these trees alive if ever we put trees there again. I doubt that we will, because that's getting, like I said, pretty far from the district already. A little bit farther than I'd really like to be. I wish we had the bots dedicated to this. You can see we just made number 424, but we only have 185. That's because 238 of them have broken down. So quite a few. But this should hopefully get us out of our lumber shortage by not having this guy back here consuming planks or treated planks. That's now full, which means it's not pulling from our planks. It's also not using gears, which means our gears can fill up, which will also not pull from our planks. So we won't be using as many logs. So we do have a lot of gears, and a lot of gears, it looks like, more than anything else back here that doesn't have anywhere to go. But yeah, I did make some temporary builder huts again. I tend to do that because it's just handy to be able to do that. I think, where are we making the most of our gears? Up there and up there. I'd like to get just like one more storage in to be able to hold all of those gears. So I'm going to put that right here. Just one more big storage. I hate just deleting them and getting rid of them. It bothers me. There is, like I've shown off before, the delete rebel button, and I did use it down here for some of the areas where I had planks that I deleted, but for the most part, I prefer to leave that alone. You know what? Since food is coming back up now that we have maple pastries again. They like a diversity of food, but I am going to go ahead and extend our sunflowers to right there, just to fill it in. And you know what? We'll even go right there too. Cool. They can reach all that, not a problem, from that farmhouse right there, and maybe even from that one, part of it. Yeah. Cool. So we're in good shape. Hopefully, we will now no longer suffer from trees or log shortage. We should see that number coming back up. I could maybe do with one more back there, and yeah, all of these platforms are here for a future project. Next time though, I think we're going to be building some things back here. I really think that we're ready to like start looking at getting our satisfaction up, and maybe even ramping up on our bot production now that we're not in such a dire need in that regard. So these should all be just planks now. Yeah, and there's still some logs there, so I'm gonna let them continue picking that up before I just demolish the planks. So yeah, looking pretty good. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It has been something I actually didn't have planned to do. I wasn't planning on a, hey, oh my gosh, we need more logs, but oh my gosh, we need more logs. So it just kind of worked out that way for us. You know what? We actually have a bit more arid land right there. May as well just finish off that little bit of maple. Just get them planted, and they'll get them planted over time. So good work. Good work. We'll get a shot of our new area here. There we go. Until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.